Let's start over.
So I think we had a little technical difficulty and no one was able to hear Alan, you here, our product line manager. So we're going to start over here and go back through the PTP820 portfolio again with Alan. So sorry about the mix-up there, guys.
Okay. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon for everyone on the line. It's Alan Liu. I'm the product manager from Cambium for licensed microwave. Today we're going to talk about 820. Specifically, we're going to talk about new features for 820. So within 820, we have three product lines: 820S, 820C, and 820G. They're slightly different. 820S is a full outdoor single core radio, and we support different channels: 80 megahertz channel and 60 megahertz channel. There's two different versions. For 820C, it is also full outdoor. You can think about 820C is a radio packed with two 820S. So it has double core. The secondary core is license controlled. The good thing for S and C is they have the common software. So when you load your radio for S or C, they have the same software. So all the function features are the same. And for 820C with double core, you can achieve over a gig. When you go from full outdoor to split mount, you're going to go with the 820G. 820G is a split mount radio. You have an ODU mount on the outdoor and the IDU indoor. And 820G offers more interface for Ethernet. It also offers TDM interface. 820G will be double core as well. You can do a single core or double core. With double core, you can also achieve 1 gigabits. So when you look at the whole 820 portfolio, almost all feature functions, they're identical across the board. But software side, you're going to see two different software load. One specifically for CNS, one specifically for G. So, you know, all the interfaces are the same, but, you know, when you load the software, there are two different software. Function features are identical. So next page. So where you can find the latest software, you know, this is the link. Click on the support cambiumnetworks.com. You will be able to find the latest documentation, user manual, release notes, and the software. So click that. You will be able to download the latest software. Currently on the web page, we post the release 8.2, and the coming release is release 8.3, which will be coming in the next few weeks. And the feature I talk about here is mainly the 8.3 features, but I'm going to cover a few things on the 8.2, which people may not aware or pay attention yet. So what are the key new features in the new release? The first one is the installation wizard. So we have so people familiar with Cambium, you know, when we have all the PTP product line, we have an installation wizard. We have this installation wizard basically tell you step by step how to configure a link. So for many people who is not familiar with, you know, with the radio, you just go with simple, you know, step by step, asking, put the frequency information, the modulation information, and then you will have the link set up. And we have set up we have built the link planner, installation wizard in the 820 as well. It was in the 820 release 8.2. But now with 8.3, we add more configurations in this one. So I'm going to cover this one today. The second thing is AES encryption. So start from release 8.3, all the radios will be able to do the AES encryption. We're going to talk more details later. And also start from this release, we are FIPS 140-2 compliance. The validation is still pending on the NIST, but this software is FIPS 140-2 compliance. Last one, you know, I think we mentioned earlier, we have the outdoor version. We also have the split mount version. Start from 8.2, we're able to support a mixed configuration between the 820S and 820G. So for a single link, you could have one side is full outdoor, the other side is split mount with 820G. It will work. So that is, you know, for some people who has, you know, certain limitation, they want one side with being, you know, a full outdoor. We support this mixed configuration. So let's go one by one now. So the first feature we're going to talk about is Quick Link Installation Wizard. So this is basically a step-by-step wizard tool. We'll be able to guide customer to set up a link, just during your initial setup. And today we support different configurations. Very typical is 1+0 with pipeline service, and this applies for both the three different platforms, S, C, and G. We also support 1+0 repeater links with pipe service. What this means is you have double core, like 820S or 820C or 820G. You have double core. You also have both core enabled, but one of the core you're gonna shoot for, say, east direction. The other core is gonna shoot for west direction, and you're doing a daisy chain and this radio is working as a node point connect those daisy chain. So in this one, you're gonna set up this radio with a 1+0 repeater. So each core covers one direction, and we have this covered as well. Starting, so both 1+0 pipe service and 1+0 repeater service with pipe service, this already supporting current 8.2. So if you have the 8.2 installed in your radio, you should be able to get those configuration already. In the release 8.3, which is coming next 2 weeks, we add 2 more configurations there. One is 2+0 MCDC. This is for C and G. So basically, you will be able to do the 2+0 link with aggregate, link capacity. And this is very popular for many of our customers who you can see today. And in order you can see for the backbone, you want to combine the capacity. And this 2+0 will give you provide you the guidelines step by step to have everything set up. We also support 1+1 house standby or 1+1 house standby with space diversity, which is very popular for a G, split mount configuration. You want to have house standby in the cases when you have a long distance flat terrain. You want to have space diversity. Now you don't need to worry about how to set up this one. Everything will be set up step by step. So very simple way, you can go ahead. For the customer who needs TDM service, either for a native TDM or pseudo-wire service, the installation wizard will also guide you through that. You can find all the information regarding the details in the user manual. And here I will show you one example for how to do this for a 1+0 link. So step 1. So when you click the when you look at this will give you a menu. In the main menu, if you click the quick configuration, all right, this is to show example for 8.2. You will be able to see 2 configurations, 1+0 and 1+0 repeater, under the quick configuration under the link setup. From there, you click the configuration you want to do. In this case, we're going to show you a 1+0, so I'm going to click 1+0. When you click 1+0, the first screen you're going to see is it's a menu in here. It's going to show you basically you have 3 things you're going to choose. The number 1 is radio interface. Basically, you're going to choose which radio interface you're going to use. For S, it's obviously slot to port 1. For C, if you're only using the default one, it will be slot to port 1. If you're using the both core, the other one for repeater, you're going to choose differently. So basically, this one is choose a radio interface. The second item is called Ethernet interface. That is the Ethernet interface you're going to choose. For 820S, you can using the PoE GIGI port, copper GIGI. If you want to go with fiber, you can also go with that one. The fiber one will be slot 1, port 2. So Ethernet is always slot 1. The first PoE port is port 1. The fiber port is port 2. Right, the third port, fiber port, is port 3. So you can choose whichever one you want to choose. And then in the pipeline service, the pipe type, there's 2 types, S-tag and .1Q. So for majority of customers like the WISP, or enterprise customer who just want to set up a pipeline, most people choose the .1Q for single C VLAN. It's classified in the source point. That's just most people go by default. So once you choose those three, you just click next. And then it will lead you to step 2. In step 2, you're going to set up the frequency. So you get the radio license from FCC or from your local regulatory body, and you know what is the transmit power or transfer frequency and the receive frequency. You put in the frequency information here, and also you're going to put in your transmit power, and that is defined by your licensing as well. You put your transmit power, and then you're gonna unmute the. So if you're going to turn on the radio, you just put the TX mute off. Then the radio will start to transmit. If you want to keep it muted, you just want to do this for a configuration, then you can keep the TX mute on. It will be muted, and that finishes the step 2. Then we go to step 3, so we're 50% off, right? So we have 2 more steps we have to go through. So step 3, you're going to choose your modulation. So basically here, define the modulation and channel size. Because for the licensed microwave, you always have to choose a channel size, modulation, and other configurations. So the first one is script ID. Basically, this one defines the channel size and also the configuration. You're going with non-XPIC or you're going with XPIC. You go with, depending on the configuration, ACCP or other configurations. You have it's FCC or ETSI. You have to choose that one. So you click that script ID, pick up the right one, match the licensing you receive. And then you're going to set up with fixed mode or adaptive coding modulation. Keep in mind, for PTP820, we support 11 steps for hitless and errorless ACM. So we would recommend, by default, I would say go with adaptive. So in the, you will be able to get more capacity if the RF condition is good, and also if the RF condition become worse, you will go to the lower modulation to extend your link availability in the trade-off for some of the capacity you will have. So, so this is the way you're going to choose adaptive here. If you want to choose fixed, that's also okay. When you choose fixed, you're going to, basically followed by a modulation. You're going to choose which modulation you're going to run. If you choose adaptive, you will be able to choose the maximum modulation mode. This ACM will be able to go to. And currently, we do not support define the minimum ACM modulation mode, and that one will be supported in the 8.5, which is coming in the later this year. So in that one, you will be able to define both the boundary for ACM. But currently, you'll be able to support define the highest modulation mode. So by now we finished 75%. So the last step we're going to do is define the in-band management. We want to do the in-band management, or we want to do the out-band management. In the 820 radio, we have a dedicated out-band management port, and you can use that port for all your management. But if you want to go with in-band, then you have to set it up. So in here, the first option is you're going to choose you want to go with in-band or not. In this case, we say we're going to go with in-band, right? So once you choose the in-band, the next thing you want to do is you're going to choose the VLAN tag for your in-band management. So you're going to choose the VLAN tag here, and when you click that, it's going to show you the whole, all the available VLAN tags you can choose for that. And if you want to use both the Ethernet interface as well as the radio interface for the in-band management, and you're also going to check the in-band includes Ethernet interface. So in most cases, we said customers should check in this one, and then you click the finish. and that will basically, with 4 steps, all the key, configuration information you're put in. And now it's going to show you a summary. It shows you, you pick up the radio interface. In this case, you choose the first core, which is slot 2 port 1. It also shows you what is the frequency you're choosing for transmit frequency and receive frequency. Together with the transfer power, you already turn off the TX mute, so radio will start to transmit and tell you what is the MRMC script you have chosen. Your ACM mode, the HEX mode, ACM mode is profile 9, which is 1024 QAM. It also shows you you set up a smart pipe. The pipe type is .1Q. You have in-band management. You choose VLAN 1, and in this case, you have included now. So let's give you a summary. If you're not happy with this, you're saying, oh, I have a typo or some part I really want to change, you can always click back to redo the 1, 2, 3, 4 those steps. But if you're happy, then you just click the submit, and then the radio will reset. After reset, it will come up with a new configuration. When you do the installation wizard on both sides, and then you should be able to finish your link setup. The link should start if the alignment is done properly, then the link is in service. So basically, 4 steps, and the final reconfirm in step 5, you will be able to set up a 1+0 link. When you go with, earlier we mentioned we also support 1+0 repeater. We also support 2+0 MCDC and 1+1 house standby with or without space diversity. It's very similar steps. The parameter will be a little bit more when you go with like 2+0 configuration, because you're going to have secondary core as well, information there as well, and secondary frequency as well. But the logic is the same thing. We're gonna post more details in the forum later. Andrew's gonna cover that part. So we're gonna post more details in the forum to show if you'd go with 1+0, 1+0 repeater, 1+1, 2+0, how those steps are gonna look like, and hopefully that will help you a lot to simplify your installation process. So next, we're going to talk about AES encryption. So AES encryption, it's a new feature will be introduced in release 8.3. We will support 256-bit AES. It's encryption for all layer 1 radio traffic. So today, we already have a feature called security management that supports the AES encryption, SSH, HTTPS for the, you can enable the encryption in the management traffic. This feature is encryption for the payload, the user traffic, and it's 256. There's the mask key is 32 bytes, and it can be provided by customer, or you can using the command line, the user menu. In the user command to generate by the system, you can do it either way. And make sure your mask key are the same. It's a 32 bytes, and that will define the encryption. And it's a license key control feature. We do have the license key here, and this part number will be released in the next few weeks, together with the 8.3 soft release availability. So AES do have for AES support. There are some hardware dependency. So we have a distinct notice sent out last year, and here just recapture that notice here. For all the 820G, they are AES hardware ready. So if you have an 820G, you don't need to worry about your hardware is ready or not. It's all they're hardware ready. If you have a COS, you do need to check your COS is hardware ready for AES or not. Basically, all the radios manufactured after July 1st of 2015, they are AES hardware ready. An easy way to identify this is to look at the serial number. if your serial number start with F265 and later, they're all AES hardware ready. So if you receive your radio in the second half of 2015, most likely your radio will be AES ready, but you do need double check for the serial number of the radio. If your radio is received earlier than that, and it is below the number F255 for serial numbers, those radio will not be hardware ready for AES. So if you want to support AES for that link, you do need to exchange for the hardware. Other than AES, the radio also is 6140-2 compliance. Start from 8.3. The 820 can be configured for 6140-2 compliant, the validation is still pending, and normally it takes more than a year to get this approved by NIST. But we just want to make sure the software is compliant. There is a special hardware required for 6140-2. So the difference compared in 820 is compared with other like PTP 700. You do need a special hardware for FIPS 140-2 radio. Yeah, it will be a totally different part number. For all the existing radios, it will not be able to operate the FIPS 140-2 compliance. So you do need a special hardware. And if you do see some opportunities, you need the FIPS 140-2 radio, please contact your sales representative from Cambium, and we will give you more details on that. Last one I want to cover is, I think I mentioned this one earlier. We will be able to support a mixed link between the full outdoor and the split mount. So you can have one set with S and one set with G. So currently, it only supports certain configurations. It's not for all configurations. We're adding more script, but currently we're limited for 10, 20, 30 megahertz channel with non-XFIC, without ATTC enabled and without multi-carrier ABC. So if you have link for 10, 20, 30 megahertz for a single link, you will be able to do the 820S and C in the mixed configuration. That's pretty much all I want to cover today for the new features of 820. Any questions?
Alan, so far we have no questions, so everyone is more than welcome to add questions to that comment box. But thank you, Alan. I also want to direct everyone to our social media pages. We are constantly checking up on that and loving to hear your stories from Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, and so forth. So the more you post, the better. Also, if you guys want to visit our community, it's a great forum and a great avenue to use when you hear about product releases, network planning, different languages, and business ideas. A lot of customers post their stories on here as well, and any ideas that they see fit that they would want to see in our radios. A lot of these things are checked constantly by our product line managers as well as our team at Cambium. So I more than welcome you guys to post those, and we are constantly checking up on those as well. So with that being said, I want to thank everyone for joining. You will be getting an email with a notice of the webinar recorded, as well as I will be posted on the community. So without further ado, thank you so much, Alan, and I want to thank everyone for joining.
Thank you.